Welcome everybody to Wrestler's Pit. We got some headlines for you today. I'm Nick. With me is
It's your
B.
boy.
And we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw for August 20. What was it, like the 7th or something? I don't even know. Who cares about dates?
Time's irrelevant
6th, I think, actually.
in this world.
But yeah, exactly. Time's relative.
Don't know.
But so let's kick it off right now with some boss time. That's the only time that really matters.
Man, I'm not a fan of Sasha Banks by no means. I have to explain that to people, but I'm a fan of heels. I think that's the weak sauce for me, man. Like, you got me. But, oh, man. I don't know. She ripped the promo.
Yep.
And what she did was what I thought was great about it. So what I liked, right? It's like what people would say. So someone like, me or Steve-O would say what would make us not like her, right? Would be the crybaby. She's kind of a brat, and I think that gets like reported, and you kind of see it though. Watching it live, if a match isn't going her way, I feel like she doesn't work to her best. I feel like she's lazy if obviously something didn't go her way. So what she did there last night was she kind of dissed herself. Like, she took it away. Like, you're right. I did throw a temper tantrum. I did cry backstage. And those tag titles meant nothing. She said what she felt. And I think once you eliminate that from yourself, no one else can pick on you. Yeah. The crowd, Becky. You took a little ammo out of the man. So, and I was a fan because, you know what? You give me this aggressive Sasha Banks. Okay, I like it. But don't give me it. I think it's sad. I think she's going to beat Becky. Because why would... She reminds me of, like, Brock when he was half in and half with the UFC. Like, he's just not putting in.
He's not putting in the effort to, like, really show.
And she's obviously putting in all this energy to be this star. And I think maybe that's to...
What do you mean, like, kind of like...
like, she knows she's going to win. That's why she's being so good. Yeah, so
now she's being...
That's why she's being so good.
So, like, into it and actually caring about what she's doing. I thought it was pretty solid. And then, of course, Natalya comes out and she, like, beats her down a little bit and everything like that.
They get into a little tussle, a little rumble, a little tussy-tuss.
Yeah, but, I mean, that was probably her best promo in a long time.
Well, because you haven't seen her.
Yeah, true.
She's been crying.
She's been crying.
But I think that's what's good. They say Paul Heyman was helping her, too, back. I mean, she was helping her with these promos. And it makes sense, though. You're damn right. Like, it actually had Paul's fingerprints all over it. If you play it back, like, you're right. It was me. It was. You're right. And now, bam. But move along because not a lot of fans out there. I know the old school fans, man. Like, a lot of people don't know what the King of the Ring was back in the day for us, man. I mean, because now they just give it that King gimmick, but they did it.
It used to be like a big major deal back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, it was like actually important. And of course, we kicked off with the first King of the Ring match of the night with Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre.
That's what I take. I take the matches from this King of the Ring, and I like the talent that's in these matches. I keep saying so. That's why I'm for this King of the Ring because I like what we have for matchups, and we had Ricochet and McIntyre, like you're saying.
And I liked what you brought up to me right before the show about commentary, always talking about Ricochet. Kept on saying his name over and over and over again.
So someone who didn't watch wrestling could tell you who the winner was last night. Not saying commentary gave it away, but unless you were a blind person listening, you literally could have been a blind person, and you're like, okay, well, he's definitely kicking ass.
Yeah.
And Ricochet was, but bam, brackets got busted. Shout out to WrestleVault. He's still in it.
Yeah.
Cheap pop. Little late to the party, but he's got every match right so far that he's chosen. So holler at your boy there at WrestleVault. But
and I mean, like, I picked Cesaro, you picked McIntyre. They both got knocked out first round.
What did I say at the end of that video? And my thought was, Andrade.
Yeah.
You might have King Andrade.
It's possible. Get the Mexican King in here.
The Mexican King. But, right, so who's that leave? I know SmackDown happening.
Yeah, so SmackDown's matches are Ali versus Buddy and
Ali and Elias.
Shelton and
Shorty G.
Chad Gable. So those are the matches that are happening on SmackDown.
Okay.
Which obviously everybody will already know about by the time this video comes out. But pretty solid. Loving King of the Ring. And of course
So who else?
Who's left?
So now who fights for Raw next week?
So next week for Raw, it'll be Ricochet versus, I think it's Samoa Joe.
Yep.
I believe that's the bracket. And then it's, I just totally lost who's the other person on Raw that's available.
Everyone's listening to it yelling at us right now.
Yeah, I know, right? Obviously, we have Baron Corbin.
We were both wrong.
Baron Corbin won his match against The Miz. Best Baron Corbin match in a while,
Corbin
by the
won.
way. But Baron Corbin versus
Miz does that.
Alexander. Yeah, so those are the two matches that
Damn, Baron. Okay, so I think Baron's probably getting that win there.
I hope not.
No, maybe not. King Alexander's great too.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta get one heel, one face.
And you already know.
Who are you taking, Joe or Ricka?
I would take...
Or Cockett.
I would have to say Ricochet. I feel like he's the guy that they're really trying to go with this whole thing.
Corbin.
So Corbin versus Ricochet. Ricochet wins. Andrade wins on the other side, and you get Ricochet versus Andrade. I feel like that would be like the thing that you would go with at this point for like the whole bracket set. But like I said, Baron Corbin winning doesn't matter.
Ali wins against Andrade, or let's say Ali
wins against Andrade. Then I hope Samoa Joe beats Ricochet because I don't want Baron Corbin to be in the final at all.
I hear you there. Okay,
like he should go out next round.
Feel you there. So we'll move along, but I just wanted to stress that out because maybe if someone's listening to not know. Yeah. I just wanted to process elimination. Eh?
Mm-hmm. So next up, we had a tag team turmoil match, and
a what?
Yeah, well, the Street Profits explained it to us.
They did a great job explaining.
Yeah,
and that's what I love about.
Did it with some charisma.
People are like, "Oh, have them wrestle, get them in there." No, if you're watching the show, and I know some of you who listen don't watch the show, but if you watch the shows, these guys they're in NXT, and they're literally they remind me of the Cracker Jack type of guys. Like they narrate the show for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not that we need it, but they really gave it last night. I thought and that's why people are like it's a mess. It's showing. I thought there was a lot of especially how Tuesday left off last week.
Yep.
With how it ended, just you're looking at two guys with red beards. There's a lot of television going on into this wrestling, but at the same time, last night I was a fan of last night because there was the wrestling that was going on.
Yeah.
Excluding this tag team turmoil, but not really. You still had, I don't know. Everyone was working pretty well. There wasn't. I smoke break on the girls' match. Apologies.
Actually, it was actually kind of funny. Both of the women's matches on the show, Nikki Cross versus Bayley.
I missed that one.
And Natalya versus Sasha Banks. Both those matches went, I believe, exactly 4 minutes. Exactly 4 minutes. And I mean, 8 minutes of women's wrestling on a show. Some people might like that. Some people might not. I personally think that they should have had a little bit more. At least one of those matches should have had a little bit more time. I know Natalya's supposed to be injured, so I can understand if that match is supposed to be short. But Nikki Cross is the women's tag team champion, and she's losing to Bayley in 4 minutes. That might be a little iffy. But I feel like the tag team turmoil, like we were saying, the match had potential. I mean, you had some good tag teams in there. You had a random tag team. You thought the OC was
kind of just going to win this, didn't you? You thought they were going to win it back and they were going to go get their titles back at Clash of Champions.
Yep. Or at least lose and possibly get something at Clash of Champions. But that didn't happen.
You thought they'd be back? No. They didn't even get that chance. They both,
it was weird.
They got that DQ.
So the Viking Raiders started off against the B team.
Yep.
B team got jobber entrance because it was during a commercial break. Then, of course, the Viking Raiders defeat the B team. Here comes the OC. I was like, oh, wow, they're coming out really early. Wasn't expecting that at all. The Viking Raiders and the Good Brothers both get disqualified, or they all get disqualified, technically. And because they were just fighting each other too much. They wouldn't get back on their corners. So that's why they were disqualified. And that's kind of like a stupid disqualification, in my opinion. That's not how tag team wrestling works in 2019 anywhere else but WWE. You watch All Elite Wrestling, you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, anything. Ring of Honor, doesn't matter. When they're when the tag team match breaks down, they don't disqualify the teams. They just let them go. And that's one thing I really like about tag team wrestling now that WWE hasn't caught on to. Well, NXT's caught on to it. But the main roster hasn't quite yet.
That was their way of taking out their biggest tag teams and
without making them look
shoving
weak, apparently.
Ziggler and Rude down your throat. That's all that move was.
Yeah.
Because now that F's stuff up, I feel like. Well, I mean, so you'd think people, it's trash. It's not.
Yep.
That 3-week push. Where's the OC?
Yeah.
Can we make a wanted sign? Where is why missing? Why they do this?
Yeah. And I mean, you can tell that like they were really trying to show like, hey, Dolph and Rude, like they have a chance at Clash of Champions because they had them beat Lucha House Party, The Revival, Hawkins and Ryder, and Heavy Machinery. Had them beat all of them.
So anything's possible. Why not beat Seth and Braun?
Yeah, exactly. But I still don't like that The Revival was even in this match. Like
No,
they already
confusing.
have a SmackDown tag match. Why are they going
confusing.
against the Raw?
It's just to get maybe to make 8.
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
to make 8.
But how do you feel about the Dolph and Rude grouping? Because I hate it.
I hear you.
Absolutely hate
But like
it.
I said, that's why that DQ happened. So you're forced to who else would, you know what I mean? And, but I don't hate the pairing because the whole Dolph why it's me gimmick. I don't know. I mean, they're taking that and let's hopefully create something. I don't mind more tag teams, and if these single competitors tag up to kind of give us more tag teams, because I think what they also showed you last night is that tag team division is weak as shit.
Yeah, it's garbage. And it's not even the wrestler's fault because there's a lot of throw it in the pit. There's a lot of like good, like what should be good teams there, but they just like haven't gotten like what they like the I don't know like the I don't want to say the push, but they haven't gotten like their name out there enough to really be like relevant to like, hey, these guys can definitely go up against Seth and Braun. Like no, they need to find two single stars.
Seth and Braun,
but they need to find 2 single stars and put them together in a team. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, or Robert Roode, I should say. That's his new name because, back to the good old TNA days. But I don't get that. Like, you could have picked any 2 single stars, but I guess they're losing. I'm guessing they're going to, like, Dolph and Bobby or Dolph and Robert. I can't say Robert Roode anymore.
Bobby Robert, same thing, man.
Dolph and Robert. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just trying to go with what his name actually is. But
don't worry about
Dolph and Roode, I mean, I feel like they shouldn't have that like at all. Like, I guess they can like lose and still look okay afterwards, but I don't think they're gonna win, like by any, unless like some like shady stuff happens.
No, because I feel like the OC shouldn't be done. I feel like it shouldn't. I don't know if that should even be the set match. I hope something comes down next Monday. I can see it being a triple threat. I don't even care. The OC and Heavy Machinery are gonna have to fight next week, and the winner of that either fights Dolph and Bob, and then
the winner of that goes on.
I don't care. Either winner of that goes on to Clash, or they make it a triple threat, and that way, Braun and Seth, because you're not giving me. I'm not gonna get my panties in a bunch. I don't think it's happening. Maybe it is. I don't think it's happening. Not gonna get my panties in a bunch.
So next up we had Cedric versus Cesaro. I mean, good match.
It was a losers bracket.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got the losers bracket going on. Oh,
Cedric won. But so yeah, Cesaro.
Yeah.
Poor Cesaro.
Gets him that work. Yeah.
My king.
Well, where's he going though? Let's forget about the match. I don't want to. Everyone knows what happened by now.
Apparently, he's going to NXT UK.
That's what.
And he's going to be at the Cardiff show this Saturday at 3:00 Eastern time, I believe, because they're 5 hours ahead of us. So yeah, I believe it's 3:00 Eastern time. So I mean,
tune in.
That's
WWE Network.
I hope they do something with him. I hope he's not just sitting in the crowd. Like I hope he like actually
yeah.
Like he doesn't have to be like a major factor on the show. But
no,
there's
cool somebody. I'm sure there's somebody he's gonna get involved with. Don't know who. But I'm sure there's something. Cool. But that'd be great to have him over there.
Because
even be a tag or help someone who's getting beat up.
Something. You know this. I said that he should be the top heel in NXT. When it moves to the like USA Network,
yeah, even if you got 2 hours.
Yeah, you don't have to move him down there right away. But even if like by like the end of this year, you decide to put Cesaro, have him move over, I guess.
I really like that. I really like that
to NXT. That would be perfect for him.
I really like that.
I thought that could be.
Unfortunately, Apparently
great
we're a kids
option.
friendly show and we agree too much, but I like it. It's a good idea.
I mean, I feel like that
Don't
would be
hate it.
something. But I mean, if he moves over to NXT UK, I feel like you're kind of just downgrading him.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's
you
not
know
like
what?
on the same
No,
scale.
he'll get there. But what's the title of it? You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can.
Walter. I feel like he's a heel though,
Yeah,
so I feel like that wouldn't really
no.
work. But he'll be a massive babyface when he goes to.
It gives
The UK.
UK some people,
Mhm.
and you know what? If it works out, they don't want no one going to AEW. So
No, they do not.
as long as these people with WWE, I don't think they care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they care. They're getting paid.
They're getting paid.
He's
either
over
way.
in UK. I don't think they'll miss the crazy travel. So, but I don't know. But
Yeah,
I think
hear that.
that's probably a good move, and I like it because it opens up Raw for. We're not like, oh, where's Cesaro? What this?
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like they are being used.
Yeah, I hear that. Like,
So we'll forget about them in a way where, you know what I mean? The focus is
mm-hmm.
onto this finding who Roman's attacker is that looks like a friggin' your Uncle Sal. Like, I don't know. You know?
Yeah, who knows? That's the thing.
Crazy. So the Street Profits yet again.
Yeah, I mean,
Taking it with that gold of a promotion.
yeah,
All right. That man.
Montez, dude. Money.
He's just-
We'll say it every week. He is money.
Not only is
He just
money,
prints
like,
it, dude. Like, come on.
He can tell you that whole show based off his emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get right into it. I thought that was a horrible camera angle. So did Braun come out of that friggin' box?
I think that's what they were saying. Or he
Like-
like propelled down from the ceiling like Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
And then they show Braun just starts walking, starts stepping, but
Mm-hmm.
behind him is this little stand-up box. I'm like, is that your home, giant?
Is that what they
Jeez.
ship you around in? But yeah.
Jeez, but
It was weird because literally what they did was they had him pretty much the Street Profits are like talking about like, ooh, who do you got, AJ or Braun? And then like Montez like starts hitting Dawkins. He's like, yo, 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 yo. Like, and they just like look over. And it like obviously Braun Strowman's there.
Out of the
so
box, bro.
the camera pans and just turns over to Braun Strowman and he's just standing. And he started walking too late because it's supposed to be meant like he's walking by. But no, he was just like standing there. And then he starts walking. And it's like, that's weird. And the worst part was, like, I absolutely hated this. He's looking like, so we got the camera right here. He's like this. like, what are you trying to like let everybody see up your nose, man? You're just
no,
like,
it was just overall that was just a bad that was just a bad shot. That's what I'm saying. Wait, where is he really coming from? But
Yeah.
let's get to it. AJ
I mean,
versus
versus
Braun
Braun.
for the United States title
yeah.
on the line. So
So
they're
possibly
gonna give all the gold to Braun.
and Seth. And the funny thing is that Clash of Champions is coming up.
I
So
thought the OC were just like, weren't we just questioning Finn being in the OC?
Yeah.
Not too long ago before he was gone, and they were teasing that. So they were building.
Yeah, they
People
kept
wanted to
on-
me, oh, I wouldn't say they buried him. What do you call that now? What do you call that now? Unless they're coming back, then I'll cool it. Unless they're coming back, which they are. To
Yeah.
Clash of Champions.
Yeah.
In a
You'd
triple
think.
threat match.
Who knows? Possibly.
Because
I think
what
it would
the-
have been really funny if Braun did win this, though, because first of all, that just totally adds into like the OC getting absolutely destroyed. But also, Braun would have 3 matches at Clash of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have to defend the U.S., defend the tag titles,
Yeah,
and then
just-
fight for the Universal.
Well, maybe not just 3. You just defended against Seth. Winner takes
Oh,
all.
true. Winner takes all. That would make more sense. But
You know?
I mean, then Seth would have literally all the gold. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
2 titles and then the tag title around his. I don't know.
Well, they would
But-
lose those tag titles.
True.
They don't
true.
deserve to have those titles.
That would actually. Now that I think about it, WWE, please let Braun Strowman win the U.S. title next week. Imagine if they don't do a winner's take all. Okay, just hear me out. A little fantasy book, real quick. What if they don't do that? They have Braun versus Seth to open the show for the United States title. Then they defend their tag titles,
Don't we have
and then they face each other for the Universal title at the end of the show.
I hear you. Don't we have so many contenders though?
Yeah, you do. But that would be kind of funny. Like, it'd be literally the
Don't we?
Seth and Braun show. But, I mean, I don't know. That just seems like something that's, like, really goofy to me. That would be kind of hilarious to see. But,
Well,
yeah.
I don't want Goofy. I don't want Goofy, and I don't want hilarious.
I hear you. But
This isn't funny. This is it.
it seems
This
like a
needs
funny
to-
thing, too.
You know what I mean? This needs to. They can't. The OC was just something. You can't just trash them like
Mhm.
this, man. There was no need to. There was no need to trash them like this.
The only thing that helped the OC throughout this show, pretty much, was how smart AJ Styles is.
No, so he pulled out that possum during that.
He did that old Eddie Guerrero move. Throw him the chair, hit the ground. Well, he didn't throw him the chair. He picked up the chair, but you know what I mean. He acted like he got hit by the steel chair.
And retains the title.
And retains the title because of it, because the ref didn't see the chair shot.
That's a pretty good finish. And that's a good finish to Monday Night Raw over a reported disaster. Yeah. That was reportedly Vince showed up last minute.
Just rewrote
not last minute, but Vince showed up and rewrote the show. And I predicted, it's going to be hard for him to take his hand off this. So it delivered. Raw delivered the last 3 weeks. Not saying it didn't deliver here tonight because, like I said, I like the matches. I like Street Profits are going to win me every time. I can't stand Sasha, but I liked her. Yeah. I liked her heel promo. So, it's a thumbs up for me. I understand others' frustrations, but it's one thumbs up. And now it makes sense a little bit with the, what you tell me with,
the whole disaster.
Vince showing up backstage and it being a mess. That makes sense. But I don't believe it all because this is, I don't know. We all got our problems, whether you're in $1 million house, $1 million company, $1 billion
company.
But you know what I mean? Like, no matter how small, the problems everywhere. But I think for the most part, the tag team turmoil is the only thing that seemed different to me last night. Yeah. Nothing else.
I mean, I felt like
maybe the Nikki and...
I feel like because that match was like almost a half hour long, it kind of felt weird for the show. Because the show, like, usually Raw has like a bunch of short matches and a bunch of promos and all that, and it just felt like weird because it's like, hey, whoa, a half hour match in the middle of the show, what's this? So like, that kind of felt like a little like out of place to me. And I mean, overall, I feel like it was an okay thing because it was different. It was kind of like what they do with like the gauntlet matches, because that's literally a tag team gauntlet. Yeah. That's what the tag team turmoil is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still don't like the winners. I hate Dolphin.
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Rudolph doesn't make
trademark. Not really.
You heard it here first.
But
so yeah, let's not even. Yeah, you can hear us more because Friday I want to dig into this Friday.
Yeah, we gotta.
I want to go more into this all Friday.
And like the weekend review in whole, pretty much. Because then we'll have like.
We can do two separate there.
Yeah, we know what's gonna happen on
for the weekend. We can give our bitch of the week, bitches of the week, and then our friggin' excitement for the weekend.
Yeah.
NXT UK and AEW. So, and hopefully, shout out to the Buzzards fans, the followers, the non-followers, the non-believers. How you doing?
How you doing?
I know there's only like 5 years, so
yeah.
But hey, that's. Not a bad show here as well,
Pretty solid. Yeah, I feel like Raw could have been better and could have been worse. Kind of in the middle this week.
Things to look forward. Who's your king of the ring winner now that your bracket's all busted?
Buddy Murphy.
Now
I could be wrong because he could lose tonight.
More brackets?
I mean,
you already could be double wrong.
I like Buddy. It's got to be Buddy or Ricochet, I hope. And you say Andrade? I know.
Yeah, Andrade.
Buddy or Ricochet for me now. Screw it.
Screw it. My bracket's busted. Let's just
throw it all out.
Hey, nice young bucks you got there.
Yeah.
Couple young bucks.
They're going to have a pretty good tag match this weekend. I believe it's a ladder match against the Lucha Bros. So.
Does Zuego Fuego?
Yeah.
Pentagon Jr.?
But yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome. I heard Phoenix is actually injured, so hopefully he's okay because he injured his leg this past weekend. Who's the other brother in the Lucha Bros?
Oh, jeez.
But hopefully he should be fine. He wrestled the rest of the weekend, but he got hurt on Friday. So feel better soon, man. Because I hope you have a great match and a great showing at All Out. Thank you guys for joining us here.
Joining us, hey.
At Wrestlers Pit. We got the headlines. So yeah, that's about it. So
all right, holler at your koala.
One love.
We out.
See you guys. Thanks very much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe down below to us here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestlers Pit. One love. See you guys.